Kingpin Music.
Hello, everyone. How y'all doing today?
Doing well. Good to see you.
Up top, Meek, how you doing?
I'm fine as wine.
We have Jay walking in the bottom. Then there's Donita Ford. Welcome. And again, welcome. Thank you.
Hello.
All right. Is your connection on Wi-Fi, Miss Ford?
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Welcome to the Let's Talk Under the Tree podcast. I'm the weatherman. We have an interesting topic, and there's no judgment in here. You became an early mother at the age of 17 by a 26-year-old, and sometimes that does happen in life, and we want to talk about those things. I'm going to let the ladies start the show off for a change. Meek, I'm sure you have some commentary, and you know your insight's always interesting. And we're going to bring it down to Jay Walk, and we're going to do it a little different. Then we're going to get into Donita. We're going to support you, and you're going to tell us what you went through in life. No judgment. We'll go from there. Meek, go ahead and share your insights about this topic.
Well, she was 17 and I was 19. And it's like your life is not over, but it's at a standstill. Like, what can you do as a teenager, a teen mom, to like help fulfill your journey in life and help fulfill your life with your children? It's very hard, and people don't understand. You need support. You just don't throw people away. You just don't throw teens away whenever they're pregnant. Sometimes, parents, when somebody gets pregnant at that age, it's like you want to cry inside because you feel like you don't have any help. But I'm just saying, like for me, I was scared when I found out I was pregnant at 19. I was very scared. I'm like, oh my gosh, my mama gonna kill me. You know, what am I? I'm not a mother. I'm out here running the streets. But it's a long journey. There are plenty of times you cry at night. You sit in the car and cry like, what in the world did I do? What did I do to my child? I don't have nothing to give them. You know,
You're walking. What you got, brother?
Uh, I was cool, man. As far as I can't say what a lady go through, man, but I know it's got to be difficult when you a child yourself. You don't realize at 16 that you ain't gonna be grown for another 10 years. You feel me? I think that's the
Right.
common misconception. Like people think because legally at 18 that you grown, but you not fully grown minded until you late 20s, early 30s.
Miss Ford, when you was pregnant at 17, did you go through a lot of
Mhm.
shame? Back in the days, a lot of mothers didn't support the young ladies and comfort them and love on them. Did you hear a lot of comments like you were fast in the pants and things of that nature?
I went through my own personal shame. It was because I expected more from myself. But from my story, I would say that not every story is the same. Not everybody is fast. Not everybody is, or even, put themselves necessarily in that position because they wanted to, or it was, they would just had some, sexual desires or something at that age that they wanted to, that was just what they wanted to do. Then they just end up having a baby. So, kind of have a unique story, but yeah, definitely you feel the shame. You feel, isolated because everybody's looking at you like you're some, just
Don't you
awful
bring no
person.
babies
But
around here.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever wonder like how you gonna make it?
No, no, because like I said, I had a distinct story. So it was, um, I never really had to wonder how I was gonna make it because my family kind of like took over, and my mom and my stepdad like just swooped in and did everything almost too much. But yeah, it was. I never had to wonder, but I know people who do have to wonder. And then when I had another, child a couple of years ago, two children a couple of years ago, then I had to wonder. Yeah, because I was 19 at that point, so I was like, I'm still a teenager, and so yeah, I had to wonder like, what I'm gonna do.
Because
But you
the
gotta figure out my time.
because the man was 26 years old. How did your mom feel about that and your stepdad?
um, well, I don't even what. Well, the backstory behind it is there were a lot of family issues going on, like financially and in the relationships in my family. So I kind of got pushed to the side. And I'm gonna say this because not everybody should be looked at judging like you just this fast kid or you wanna go out here and do things and then get caught up. I was in my senior year. Although I was 17, I was in my senior year about to graduate. My family lost their home. And so I had to fend for myself. I had to my family when we lost our home, we had to live with my grandmother in a high rise. So my mom would be at work. She couldn't come get me. My sister was at work. She couldn't come get me, and my stepfather he went his way for that time. And so when I got out of school, because I only had like one class, I got out of school probably like 9 o'clock. I went from 7 to 9. And so I would have to just walk around to figure out my life for myself until my mother or my sister were able to come get me, which was probably about maybe 5 o'clock when they got off work. So I got caught up with somebody because I just would ride the bus sometimes. There was an older gentleman on the bus. I didn't know how old he was. I just knew he was giving me an olive branch, something to do. Oh, well, you can come over here, this, that, and the other. So I wasn't thinking about I'm just gonna go make a baby or I'm gonna have sex. None of that was on my mind. I was just looking for a place of refuge. And so that's how that happened. So not everybody has a story where they're just hiding their pants or going out here trying to, make babies when they really are not available. Some people have a story where it was just a lot of things going on. And so you can't put everybody in the same bucket and just look at them like they're, a disgrace or whatever. So that was my story.
I have a question for Meek. Meek, you said you were 19. How did that affect your life? And when did you really say, okay, it's okay?
When I had my second child 2 years later,
Okay.
that's when I was like, oh, yeah, you really got to put forth effort because you are really a mom now. And it was hard. Like for me, I remember when I used to hold them and be like, and I was a little, I would say depressed because, I was smart. And so I had to put a pause on my education, but still they made me get the oomph in me to be like, you know what, I grew up with things. I am not going to just settle and have my children settle and live, below their means than they have to. So it caused me to like put forth an effort to hustle.
I think something that you two ladies can relate to is y'all kind of, Donita, you can answer first. Did you kind of grow up with your kid, with your child? Because some people would say you kind of like sort of a child at 17 or 19, but you're not. Did y'all grow up with y'all kids basically?
Absolutely. Yes. I mean, I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna, what I'm gonna do after college, for college and high school, but I'm also trying to figure out how to raise this child that I'm still a kid. I was still a big kid, you know. So yeah,
How about you, me?
Yeah, but it did make me be more involved in my children's lives as they grew up compared to, like the older generation. Like, you have a baby, this is your baby, this is your responsibility. I wanted to talk more to my children, and educate them of things instead of saying, don't do this. I wanted to share my story with them. But I did put more forth and effort with my daughter. I'm like, I do not want you to be like me. I don't want you when you finish school, you're gonna either take up a trade or you're gonna go to college, you're gonna do something. I do not want you to be pregnant because it does put a pause. I didn't have like a young life. My young life was being a mom. I didn't have that enjoyment of, you know, being a 20-year-old, my girl left to party all the time and, just hang out and stuff like that. But I'm telling the truth. I'm like, okay, you got to get your hustle on. I wanted her to be able to not depend on anyone, don't depend on no man, you know, be, be with self, be strong within yourself.
AJ Walker, Meek Show is getting some grounds now about what she lost in the past. You can see that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a real thing, man, and it's a testament to both of y'all that although it was hard, you know what I'm saying, that y'all still kept y'all head on straight to a degree. Now I don't know the ins and outs, uh, but I know my cousin and I know where she is now, and you was able to be a young mother, work hard, still get your education, and now you live pretty well. Like I said, you be globetrotting now.
But you know what? There's one thing my mom said to me: hold your head up high. Because you're in the first and you'll never be the last. And
Mm.
there was one thing Granddad told me: you was in college. This is just a pause in your life, a stopping soon. I want you to promise me, whether I'm here living or not, that you're gonna continue your education. And I did that.
Amen to that. Let me ask y'all two ladies this. I'm gonna start with Miss Ford because you had your first child. Do you feel that you have a more closer bond because that was your first child? And Meek, you can answer that right behind her.
Hmm. Um, Not with my first child because my mom and my stepfather kind of took over. So I didn't get, to do like Meek. I didn't get to like take the experiences, which I would have wanted to do that because, then I would have really had that bond. But because my mother and my stepfather eventually took over, he had more of a bond with them than he did with me. But when I ended up, having um, other children a couple of years later, I wouldn't let anybody come in the middle of it. You know, kind of like stood my ground.
Okay. What'd you say, Meek?
Yeah, that is true. Because that first child, it was like my daughter was calling my mom, and I used to get angry. Like, that is not your mother. I'm your mother. And it's like she had this persuade my mom could like persuade her to do anything. Come here. And it's like she would be standing up like, well, who do I go to? I'm like, you need to come over here. I am your mother. And it's like my
Right.
mom used to me, she used to like tantalize me. Like she knew I would get angry and she would like mean to do things. That's at least that's how I felt at the time. Like, stop, me and her were arguing like that. This is not your child, this is your grandchild. You know.
Let me ask you two ladies this again. Do y'all have like a very good drive because y'all were young mothers? That turned you into, we would say the word, a beast. Go ahead, Miss Ford.
Yes, I'm a beast at it. I'm like even now, all gas, no brakes. Like because I never stopped trying to be the hero for my kids. I never stopped showing them that you don't stop here. You keep going. And even if something comes to knock you down, you keep going. No matter what. No people, things, nothing. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Now I just have tunnel vision because I have to prove something to myself. I never really tried to prove something to anybody else. I owe it to me. And so, yeah, I'm definitely like that with my children.
Amen to that. What you got to say about that, Jay Walker? I know you got that tunnel vision.
I mean, it's more or less like I definitely think that it's a test of it's not a test. It's the mission of this happened. I created this child. This child didn't ask to be here. I gotta go out and hustle. You feel me? Like I have to make sure that this kid, this child, has at a minimum what I had, and in the best case scenario, way more than what I had. So I commend single mothers, man. Um, all of y'all don't have that shit though. All of y'all don't have that get up and go.
Yeah.
Some women will allow it to be a detriment to them, or they'll play a blame game. Well, I wasn't able to do this because, and yeah, situations are different. Some people have support systems, some people don't. But I commend y'all for getting out there and going out in the world and kicking ass and protecting y'all livelihood and y'all children.
Meek, did you have that drive
Thank
also,
you.
that beach drive?
Oh yeah, and I still do. And
Matter
they're
of fact,
grown.
you,
Mhm.
you, you, you
I still do.
okay,
They're gonna forever be my children. You know, no matter what, I'm gonna always be there for them or whatever. Nobody better not ever do anything to my children. Or they have to deal with
Yeah.
me. But I mean, you get that your children sit there and watch your drive.
Mhm.
And I don't downplay it. I always try to uplift them.
that's a blessing. Mr. Neat, it's somebody out here that's watching right now, or they're going to watch the replay that's 17 and pregnant. What advice would you give them? Keep it real. Some things that you went through and that they can make it some words of encouragement. Meek, I'll let you piggyback, and Jay Walker, you can go right behind them. Go ahead, Miss Ford.
I would say to them, you have somebody watching you. And it's not even about what the world says about you. Remember who you are. Because even though we have children, we still have an identity. And if you never lose your identity, you're a mom, so that adds on to who you were. I wasn't a shell of a person before I came a mom. I was Donita. I'm gonna be Donita after. I'm gonna be Donita during. So don't lose who you are. Continue to push forward. Whatever dreams you had before, you're still able to accomplish them. Don't set them down. Don't even, like I say, all gas, no brakes. Don't slow down. Keep moving. And let your children know that they are loved, because I
Mhm.
think there's this stigma that because you're young, you're still trying to party, you're still trying to figure out who you are. But we love our children, no matter how old we are. We took, well, you know what I'm saying? I believe me too. We took very good care of our children and still had a life, still enjoyed things in life. And matter of fact, I just took my kids with me. We traveled, we did everything that we wanted to do. It never stopped me. So just keep pushing forward. We all have things that slow us down. Don't stop.
Amen. Go ahead, Meek.
Hey, she took all the words out my mouth.
All right.
Sorry.
No, you good. You telling it like it is.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jay.
Um, I would say, like, if you already in a situation where you are with child, you know, you are growing a seed. Um, Life is a lot longer than you think it is. Anything might happen. Don't get it twisted. Anything might happen, but just generally speaking, the world's gonna open up to you. The things that you know at 17 are enough for you to raise a child, but you continue to keep growing, keep showing, what I'm saying, keep learning, and you make the best situation that you could possibly make for yourself and for your children.
And I'm
I
proud of
have
you.
something else. I have
Go ahead,
something else to say too.
go ahead, Meek.
As as far as like for a young mother or any mother, don't ever let a man steal your shine.
Mm.
You know, 'cause sometimes you can be in a relationship um with the children's father or another guy, and they get jealous of the hustle that you have. You know, they try to downplay it, say all kinds of things in your head, and you know, you just have an opinion, and you're not going to be good enough to do this. Don't ever let a man steal your shine, because you know you can do it. Even
Amen to
if you have to be in the mirror and say, "I love myself and I know I can do it." Be your own cheerleader.
I
that. Amen.
agree. And
Yeah.
and don't stop. Don't if he walk away, you keep pushing.
Hmm.
A lot of young mothers that say, well, you guys' age have postpartum also.
Yes.
Yes.
Hmm.
So glory be to God, y'all didn't have to deal with that.
Oh, yes, I did.
Oh, you did? I
But
didn't
I,
know. I didn't
yeah, I did, but it wasn't a name then. It was no name called postpartum. You hear more about it now, but then when my kids was young, you didn't hear anything about just suck it up. That's all you would hear. Suck it up. Those your kids, you gotta raise. But it's hard, man. Plenty of times I cried. I mean, I had one of my kids was a crybaby. I left him in his swing. I put that door open so I could see him, and I just had to sit on the porch. I was crying too.
know. Oh, wow. Oh, man. Well, you made it
Yeah.
through it all. That's a blessing.
Yes.
And
It's
it's more
real.
talked about now with mental health with teenage mothers that you can get help a lot more than back then.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
And to the mother who has a child young, because my son was sick. He was only 2 pounds, 14 ounces. So I had he was in the hospital for 4 months since before he came home. It's not your fault. Take care of your baby. Be there for your baby. Learn because I learned a lot. I learned a lot about medical issues. I learned a lot, and so don't just breeze through it or just regret it. Learn what you can learn because then you'll be able to help somebody else.
In closing, I'm going to give you two ladies a hand salute because y'all did a good job and y'all did
Thank
a good
you.
job with y'all kids also. So give you guys a pat on the back yourself because y'all did all right. Keep on keeping on. Y'all still fairly young.
Mhm.
That man said fairly young.
I said fairly.
You still cute to me. You still cute. That's what matters.
Yeah, yeah, fairly. Y'all,
Ooh,
but I'm going to say a little
thank
prayer for both of y'all. And I'm going to say a prayer for teenage mothers. Lord, please bless the teenage mothers. They can keep on keeping on, that they don't get misjudged and keep on living their life and take care of their kids. And let this podcast be an example that these two ladies came on here today, Meek and Miss Donita Ford, and be a positive example also. And bless their testimony that goes around the world and all over that everybody can see this. Amen to that.
Amen.
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 Amen to that. Next time Meek gonna pray. And next time we're gonna get in another episode. Jay Walker, Meek been showing off. I got the footage.
Well, you know I'm ready. I'm always with it.
All right. And thank you, Miss Donita Ford, for coming and sharing your story. It takes a lot and
You're
some
welcome.
courage to actually say it. I told you we wasn't gonna be that bad.
Mm-mm. No,
Yeah,
it
you
wasn't that. Well, not at all.
Meek and Jay Walking. One time for your mind.
2 times for your soul.
Meek ain't say it. Oh God.
You
I
know
want
she
to
gonna
mess
be
it up.
Yeah.
difficult.
Say it again.
I
I
said, you
said,
know she
I
wanna
want to
be
mess it
difficult.
up.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I'll be Taurus. Who is you?
Oh,
Ah,
thanks for listening to the Let's Talk Under the Tree podcast, Mr. Nita Ford. You're walking at the bottom, Meek at the top. I'm the weatherman. See ya. One and one up be. I'll holler at y'all later. Kingpin Music.